Hey, everybody, welcome back to Vegas Tips and Tricks number 70. That's right, number 70. Who would have guessed we'd make it this far? On our way to 100. As you know, if you've been following us for the last several months, we have been making our way through most all of the Las Vegas resorts on the Strip, downtown, etc. Today, we're going to talk about a property that sometimes kind of falls through the cracks these days, but when it opened up back in the 90s, it was a really big deal and hosted probably the best free show anywhere on the Strip, talking about Treasure Island. Now, it was one of those mastermind properties from Steve Wynn, which ended up in the MGM portfolio when he sold that off. And then in the early 2000s, it got sold to Phil Ruffin, a guy who's has a mixed reputation in Las Vegas, and most of it not that great. That being said, Treasure Island is still a pretty good property, a pretty good value. Many of you may have seen the TV ads they run that frequently feature no resort fees or special deals on shows or food. And Treasure Island does have a couple of the most unique sort of attractions in Las Vegas. One of them is the original Cirque du Soleil show in Las Vegas, which is Mystère. Still there, still going strong, still in many people's mind the best of the best. They also have an Avengers station there, which is great for the kids or anybody that's really into the Marvel universe. The rooms here are fine. The location is okay. It's a bit far north for me, but if you like the Venetian or the Wynn and you don't quite have the money to spend to actually stay there, it can be a good spot. You also still have that connection to the Mirage or whatever the Mirage is eventually going to be. I will say the place has not necessarily aged well, and the clientele here feels a bit working class, a bit downtrodden, which I guess is not so surprising. I'm not a big fan of Treasure Island, but I will say that if you can get a good deal, the rooms here are still solid. They offer some pretty good comps if you play here regularly, and it can be a good deal. So if Treasure Island is some place you haven't considered staying, maybe you should. All right, we'll be back on Saturday with another episode of Vegas Tips and Tricks Weekly, and next week we'll be back with another resort review. Until then, take care of yourself, and bye-bye.